Director Wes Clark and cinematographer Devon Smith are the creative team behind the series Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire. The show follows the journey of 6 women with troubled pasts who are brought together by the self-made millionaire Bella through mental, emotional and sexual manipulation. Bella coaches these women on how to become rich and successful like her. And Wes and Devon join us now. How are you both today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, man. Thanks
Brilliant,
for
thanks.
taking the interview.
What was it that inspired you to take on the project of Groupie?
So myself and my brother Evan, we go as the Clark brothers, and we are a creative, writer and director team, and so this thing is based on true events. We actually the character Bella is an actual person that we know, that's
Wow.
based on an actual person that we know. And what happened was we were supposed to do it as a documentary, and she got cold feet and decided to let us do it as a scripted series where we can make it a little bit fictional, but take her real stories and then do this. So in actuality, the 5 women are different aspects of her personality.
Did you get any feedback from her or any criticism indeed?
No, yeah, no criticism. She really enjoyed it so far. At least she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But all she wanted is like be able to get the stories out there at the same time. She didn't want to offend anybody, so we changed a lot of names and things like that.
And how else did you make sure that it didn't offend her and anybody else? Because I guess it's quite a difficult subject matter.
Yeah, I just prayed that she would prove. No, but I mean, she saw the scripts. She gave us full. What she did was give us full control of the creativity side of it.
Yeah.
All we was basically did, we sat with her. We, kind of like interviewed her in a way, but we were doing that for the documentary anyway. So we just took what she gave us and was like, okay, let's try to bring this to life and put a point out there that we was trying to put out. So she saw all the scripts even before we shot it.
And for the 5 women that play Bella's proteages, what qualities did you look for in the actors?
Oh man, we just wanted to. It's funny because this cast has been it's been a while putting this cast together. That's
Yeah.
how it was. This project is probably a little over 2 years in the making before we actually got really able to went through a lot of cast members and just trying to find that right. Just really, I think we were looking for the different quality. If they could bring the characters, they're actors, right? So we always supply the actors with a good background characters, right? And just to see if they could find a way to relate to them some way. Because every actor should be able to find a way to find something, even if I'm not like that person, but something about them and me fits. So
Yeah.
that's what it was. It took a while, but we found the right cast finally.
And Devon, you were the cinematographer for this
Yeah.
series. Do you think that your cinematography was key to visually developing the series?
I think everything kind of came together pretty well from the actors, the locations that Wes selected, and I hope it was an integral part of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but the feedback that we've been getting, a lot of people are really in love with the cinematography. So I'm happy. I'm excited about that. I just really was trying to get my brother's vision across because Wes came to me with the idea maybe 2 years, 2 to 3 years before we actually filmed, and I thought it was a dope idea. And at the time, we were trying to kind of correlate our schedules because at the time I was super busy.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, man, I'm gonna put down these dates. Try to make it out for me. So I was like, all right, cool. So he set his dates because sometimes that's what you got to do, right? You can't keep talking about it. You just have to make something happen, put a plan together. So he put the dates down. I was like, I'm not sure who I'm gonna be able to bring with me, but at the time, the dates that he selected, I said I'll definitely be there, and whoever I could bring with me. So I shout out to my team, Ronnie Homer, my cousin Six. They were the ones that was available, and
That's pretty much the team.
yeah. And my boy Fuzzy, they were available.
Yeah.
They came, they rocked out with me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We had a very small team, and we went in and we shot it. We did a lot of stuff with natural lighting. We maybe used one or two lights just to bring up the light level in the rooms, but we kind of played a lot of things naturally, and it came out beautifully. The performance was great. So I'm very proud of it, especially since I hit Tubi and I've been getting a lot of phone calls. Because sometimes you feel like you gotta have this everything planned out perfectly, but sometimes you just gotta go and do it. So I'm really excited about the feedback, and I feel like the cinematography definitely helped the project.
Yeah. And how did you go about conveying the glamorous lifestyle that these women have? Do you do your cinematography in a different way than you would for something else?
I think every project I take on, I never try to stick to any one style. I kind of let the environment, the acting, the storyline guide it. So these were beautiful women. And one thing I do, I love to light women. I love to shoot women. So, I just try to make them just enhance everything. You know what I mean? Like the lighting really, really sell them, because we had a cast. One thing with Wes, he definitely cast some beautiful women, so we had a whole cast of just gorgeous women. So it wasn't a lot that I had to do. I had to just pretty much turn on the light and just find that angle. And that was it.
Yeah.
I tell you, it comes a little easy to him. It seems like it, at least. But the being a filmmaker, we had obviously in school you had to go through lighting, you had to go through all the stuff. And I'm not even gonna hold you. Lighting to me was very hard. Like the technique of it, and he's really good at it. And it's just like, but the key is to make it seem like it wasn't lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it seem like regular light, like it wasn't lit. There aren't lights on these people. It's just like you're looking through your regular eyes and you see these people,
Right. Yeah. I really focused on what the available light was already doing. And then I just brought in lights to just really get a soft image. I used some diffusion. I did a lot of I bounced a lot of the light in the room too, just to keep it soft.
Do you think a lot of people forget about lighting, maybe outside of the film world? Because if you've never worked in film or studied it, you would probably never think that things have to be lit.
Well, I hope they forget about it. That's right. That's the key. I hope they don't see it and be like, oh, he lit it with this, he lit it with that. I hope they're engaged in the story and not even thinking about the lighting. I just hope that the image is grabbing them and making them, oh, let me watch this. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't, if they paid attention to the lighting, I would probably feel like I didn't do a good job,
Yeah. I guess subconsciously you want them to think about it. Subconsciously they'll go, oh, it's dark, this is scary.
Yeah, subconsciously I want them to feel what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's the key word, feel.
Like
you did a good lighting job if that person feels what the mood that so if it's nighttime and you're sitting in a car, right? Instead of a big bright light shining on you like it's headlights, he lights and puts a blue gel on the light and make it look like the moon. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it seem like it's natural light coming from you, from our natural resource.
Now, I've watched the first episode of the series and the show is quite fast-paced so far, a bit of fast editing. Was that a conscious choice?
Yeah, it was, because we wanted to kind of drop you right into that world. It is a fast-paced world, it's a real world. Like, people don't understand that there's real groupies out there that do whatever. But and we just wanted to really kind of put you into, and we told two storylines, two backstories within that first episode, which we're calling the first chapter, calling chapter 1. Then the next couple of chapters will have 2 episodes as well. So it was done by design.
Despite it being quite fast-paced, there's all sorts of themes and genres in it, like drama, heartbreak, wit, and some twists in the story. How do you manage to have them in a fast-paced story without it feeling sudden or forced or contrived?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, I think it really goes to that's a collaborative thing, right? Like, my brother and I will write the story. We kind of bounce the stories off each other. Sometimes he'll write the episode, the first two stories that you saw. One episode, the Rock Groupie, Chastity, the Rock Groupie, that was written by my brother. And
Yeah.
then the episode, the Hollywood Groupie, Lucy Hollywood, that I wrote that one. So we just bounce it off each other. And then it's a collaborative thing with the actors, just trying to really get the feel of these characters. They get them, they become them, and that's how I think it's a collaborative thing. And then we turn to our great cinematographer and be like, hey, because nowadays, see, I'm old school. I used to shoot things like on sticks, so he's like things are moving all the time, and I think that helps to make the feel like it's fast paced because he always has shots moving and things like that. It's just a great thing.
And you've got to keep people's attention, I suppose. So these
Yeah,
days, films have to be fast paced.
they do. They do. We've got about, I think it's probably shorter, but I think we had about 7.5 minutes is the average attention span.
Wow.
It might be less than that now, but
Yeah. It's probably about seven
statistically seven and
seconds
a half.
now.
Yeah, it's probably 7 seconds.
I guess the question is, if it wasn't so fast paced, do you think you would have had to add maybe an extra episode or so due to all the stuff that you've maybe had to cut out that's just filler, really?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want it to feel like that. That's the worst because
Yeah.
He's an editor as well, right? So he knows the worst thing we want is for people to feel it's too long. You
Yeah.
want people to want
Yeah,
more,
that's
right?
Yeah.
That is an editor's nightmare to be like, yo, when is it? If people looking at their when's this gonna
Yeah.
end? It's an editor's nightmare, So you want people to be like, wait, that's it? Wait, what's going on? What happens? That's what you. So I
Yeah.
think I think that's the right choice to make it like that. Plus, we got 6 storylines to get through. So if we're gonna go ahead and try to get through this, as long as it doesn't feel incomplete and everything is rounded out by the time you hit that last episode, then we done our job.
Yeah. And how long did you two spend in the editing room? Because I guess is there a risk of losing perspective if you stay too long?
But I
Oh
think
man,
I'll leave that up to Wes because he was in the
yeah.
editing suite. I wasn't able to be in the editing suite.
He
I
was
didn't
so
even know
yeah,
when he
he was so
finished it.
busy.
Yeah.
You weren't
He's a
allowed.
multi-talented filmmaker, so he's a very good editor, but he's just as good, if not better, of a cinematographer. So he's been out working.
Yeah.
I did a lot of the cutting on my own, but it's we spent a lot of time in it. Like I said, like I said, that question was so good because you can lose perspective
Yeah.
because we've been shooting this thing for over 2 years, like throughout that course.
Yeah.
Because we shot one episode, right, and then a cast member quit or something like that, and then we recast them and we shoot someone. So it's a big, tough task of, matching the situations and, the moods. Thank God that these women, character-wise, are different women, so we can go with different moods, lighting-wise. So
Yeah.
that helps, But it took me it took me a while. For the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing, yeah, over the course of a year, just
Yeah.
editing as we shot different episodes.
Yeah, and I'm glad Wes was able to edit it because I think his style, the style that he came with, my mind wouldn't have went there. He used a lot of the cell phone footage, and because I'm so big on actually shooting the stuff, and so I would have probably leaned more towards the actual stuff that we shot, but he edited that he used a lot more the cell phone footage, which gave it like a reality feel. I would have probably went with it less. So I like that he did that because he got to stick to his vision and it made it like cinema and reality come together. And I think a lot of the reviews that they were talking about, they like that. A lot of it was attributed to me, but that was more his vision to do more of that live cell phone social media type of vibe. And I like that he put a lot more in the edit than probably I would have if I put it there. So I'm glad I didn't compress his vision by editing it, because I'd have probably went a whole different direction and went more because that's just where my mind is.
Well, what's coming up for you both? Have you got more projects either together or separately?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a
we
few
got a lot.
projects I've worked on that's set for Tubi as well. I've probably worked on I don't know. There's so many projects, but the latest one I worked on is a project called A Taste of Betrayal. That's actually a Tubi original. So definitely look out for that. I got a few projects in the works that's gonna be Tubi originals also. And yeah, I've worked on so much things. I finished a big project I just did with my brother Deuce King called Finesse, and that's also coming to Tubi. But it's a dope project. So we got a lot of projects that's happening. Tubi seemed to be like the thing right now. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing lately
platform.
been directed to either originals or just people getting their stuff out there on Tubi. And it's funny because I'm watching Tubi like crazy now, even more than Netflix.
No, me too. It's a great platform. I just want to say we have a couple of more collaborations. Of course, we have the next 2 episodes, or next chapter of Groupie will be coming soon. We're gonna start filming that right now, like in the early spring.
Yeah.
And after that, we do have another. There's another film we have currently on Tubi called Playing Dirty. It's based on a best-selling novel by Kiki Switzer, and we have another project based on one of her novels called The Candy Shop, which should be out this month on Tubi.
Wow. And this series, Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire, is available on, guess what?
Tubi.
Tubi. Yeah.
Or
not to be if you're outside of the US, right?
That was good. Tubi or not Tubi.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully Tubi will go international soon, but definitely be on the lookout. Or if you got a VPN, use it.
That's the secret. That's how you do it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, many thanks to both of you for coming on today. It's been great chatting to you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the interview and the great questions.